In case you needed a reason to be against the hysterical call for Oprah to be president, here you go. Bill Kristol went on this tweet storm the other day. I may not really be pro-Oprah, but for now, at least I am anti-Oprah. The degree of hostility of many on the left to Oprah is striking. Are they worried she might be too open to Bill Clinton-type moderation and might go not mindlessly sign on to every aspect of progressive orthodoxy? The main problem with Trump isn't that he's not an experienced politician or a policy wonk. The problem with Trump is that he's Trump. So Bill Kristol, Neocon, using his voice to prop up Oprah for president. So he wants to go from one TV billionaire to another TV billionaire and just go right down this slippery slope of nothing but celebrities running our country. But that middle tweet is the one that really shows what he's thinking. Because he's arguing, hey, the reason why the left is mad at Oprah, or the reason why the left doesn't support Oprah for president, is that she'll probably be a Bill Clinton-style moderate. You know what that means, right? Neoliberal. Bill Clinton deregulated Wall Street. This is a guy who signed NAFTA. So yeah, this is a guy who is basically an old school moderate Republican. That's what he is. And so Bill Kristol's like, well, Oprah will probably be an old school moderate Republican also. So is that why the left is really upset about the idea of Oprah for president? Bill, allow me to answer that. Yes, that is why we're upset about it. But we should be upset for that reason. We can't handle another 4 years or 8 years of neoliberal garbage. We need an FDR-style New Deal type president who's going to come in there and really shake shit up and bust up the establishment and say to the ultra-rich who run everything in the corporations, yes, I welcome your hatred. I'm gonna crack down on you. Just like Jeremy Corbyn says, and just like the Labour Party motto is, for the many, not the few. So we're going to be for the many. We're going to be for working people. We're not going to be for the elites who are continuing to loot the treasury. We're not going to be for endless war. And what are you going to get with Oprah? Well, look, based on the evidence that we have to this point, yes, it would be a moderate Republican type. I mean, think about it. She became a billionaire in this current system. Who on earth is going to take that system if you are the beneficiary of that system and you became a billionaire in that system? Who's really going to shake shit up and retool and restructure how everything is done? You wouldn't do that, would you? I made it in this system. This system's got to be great. I mean, if I can make it, I think anybody can make it. Forget the statistics, forget the facts, forget the reality that really the American dream is now the Canadian dream because social mobility happens more in Canada than it does here. Forget all that. I made it, so I'm not going to totally restructure the system. I might do some Obama style or Hillary Clinton style or Bill Clinton style tweaks around the edges and help people marginally here and there, but I'm not going to fucking, Medicare for all? Living wage, bring back strong unions. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's why Bill Kristol kind of likes the idea of Oprah for president. Okay, I have more for you. This is Grover Norquist. Grover Norquist is a Republican tax activist whose whole thing is lower taxes. He says, Oprah on the death tax, which is the estate tax, by the way. I think it's so irritating that once I die, 55% of my money goes to the United States government. You know why it's so irritating? Because you already paid nearly 50% when the money was earned. Oprah said that. Are you kidding me? So here you go. You know what that is? That's the pity the oppressed billionaire. Oprah's going to be able to pass on, I don't even know how much she's worth, but at least $500 million to whoever the fuck she wants to pass it on to. But, but poor me. I'm only going to be able to pass on $500 million, which is more than anybody can really spend in a lifetime. Actually, you could spend it, but it would just be like you would have to be trying so fucking hard to blow through all that money in the most irresponsible way possible. So, I mean, that is like bullshit Goldman Sachs CEO type talk right there. Oh, pity me. Government's oppressing me. I only have so many billions of dollars. So instead of saying, holy shit, I just talked on TV for a living. I fucking yapped my trap on TV for a living for years, and I made over $1 billion doing that. Wow. Instead of saying that, it's, no, I don't want to pay any money of that back to build roads and bridges and give people health care. And no, I'm not. Oh, you're only going to let me pass on hundreds of millions to people? I'm fucking oppressed. You're oppressed. What about the half the country making $30,000 a year or less? How about that? How about the fact that a full-time job, if you work a full-time job at the minimum wage, that's not a living wage. You can't afford to live like that. You got to work multiple jobs. How about that? No, woe is me, Oprah saying. But this is, that's a right-wing belief that she has. And by the way, the death tax, which is really the estate tax, death tax is a term of art, a marketing word that they try to use to get normal people to be against it. That only applies to the richest 0.2% or 0.02% of the country. It used to be you have to have over $5 million in wealth in order for the tax to apply to you. So even if somebody had $4 million worth of wealth, they get to pass all that on to their kids. All of it. It's got to be over $5 million. But now they changed it. Now it's over $11 million in Trump's tax bill. Now you have to have over $11 million in wealth for the state tax to apply to you. So that's what, 0.1% of society? 0.01% of society? So it's a non-issue. You know, Bill Maher says it best. You have to tax people in a society for everything to function. It's part of the social contract because you have to have the infrastructure set up to be a civilized country. Who better to tax than rich, dead people? Because if you don't, think about it. If you don't, what happens? The stereotype of the welfare queen of, oh my God, they just sit on their ass and expect to get everything for free. That's the kids of rich people. That's what that is. Here, give them $500 million, even though they did absolutely nothing. They did Dickie McGee's acts, but here, take $500 million. And when you say, hey, maybe we should tax a little bit of that, they go, oh, I'm so oppressed. You're only going to give me $250 million? How dare you, sir? Okay, so we're still not done. Let's go back to Bill Kristol here. He continues. Oprah, younger than Sanders, Biden, Warren, and Hickenlooper. Oprah, sounder on economics than Bernie Sanders, oh please. Understands middle America better than Elizabeth Warren, oh please. And less touchy-feely than Joe Biden. More pleasant than Andrew Cuomo. More charismatic than John Hickenlooper. Oprah, friend of Alan Bloom, who's a right-wing so-called philosopher. Oprah, pro-regime change in Iraq. See her October 9th, 2002 show. Oprah, hashtag I'm with her. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Oprah 2020 is 100% canceled. When I did this segment before, I said, listen, it's not a good idea, but I'm open to hearing what she thinks on the issues. Because maybe, who knows, maybe she'll come out there and say, I'm for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage. So I'm saying, hey, if she comes out and says that's what she's in favor of, maybe Oprah 2020. I was being too kind. I was being too kind. The more you learn, the more you go, oh, yeah, no. I mean, what we're talking about here is the billionaire African-American version of Hillary Clinton. That's who Oprah is. She's actually, that's not fair. There is a quality to Oprah that's a lot more likable than Hillary Clinton. There's no doubt about that. But she's canceled now. What does he even mean? Sounder on economics. What Bill Kristol is saying is, I prefer her economics more than Bernie Sanders. To say sound, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, she's sounder on economics. In other words, she's more for a free market and for screwing over regular people, and she's not for social democracy and giving everybody equal opportunity. So I like him more. I like her more than him. That's what he's saying. And once you learn, I mean, listen, Jimmy Dore said it best, and I happen to agree with him on this. It's been, yes, part of my litmus test for a long time. She was pro-regime change in Iraq. Strike one, you're out. There's no 2 or 3. That's it. Strike one, you're out. That's not like a little thing. It's not like, oh, we could overlook that. No, you were for an illegal war that killed minimum 200,000 innocent civilians. You cheerleaded an illegal war. And then there was torture. I mean, that's not a little thing. It's like, oh shit, look, this is crazy. So, there you go. If you needed any reason to be against Oprah 2020, there you have it. We have to put policy first, man. That's what's most important here. And that's not what people are doing when they hop on this bandwagon to try to get somebody who's already famous to run against the famous guy. That's what's going on here. That's the level of thinking. Oh, Oprah is already famous. So she's already famous. People like Oprah. Why not have her run against Donald Trump? Because this shouldn't just be a popularity contest. It shouldn't be, hey, we like her personality better than his personality. This is how you pick a leader? Let's give her control of the nukes because she's a likable person who gave a good speech at the Golden Globes. More's got to go into it. You do have to have standards. You do have to have an understanding of policy and what would be good for the American people. And the ones who are rushing to defend Oprah 2020, these are people who either don't care about policy or they're actively on the wrong side of policy, like Bill Kristol.